Hello, good morning. Today I am going to discuss the coordinate geometry for class 10th. Coordinate geometry. As the name suggests, there will be two lines intersecting each other to divide the plane into four equal parts. Any plane is divided by two lines, that is the horizontal line and vertical line, into four parts. Right now this whole white board is a plane, and now this whole white board I am going to divide into four parts by drawing any two line which is perpendicular on each other. This line x o x dash and y o y dash, this is called the horizontal line. This is called the vertical line. Another name, this is also known as x-axis. This is also known as y-axis. Right? And the intersection point of this x-axis and y-axis is called origin, which is generally denoted by the capital letter O. Origin. And you know that any distance which we are going to measure, or any point which we are going to locate or find out, that will start from the origin only. That's why it's very, very important. That is, the intersection point of x-axis and y-axis is called its origin, denoted by O, and its generally coordinate is called 0, 0. Right? Now I have drawn this horizontal line and vertical line here. I can draw anywhere in this whole plane. Certainly that is going to divide into four parts. Now suppose I am drawing here, now this and this. Again the whole whiteboard is divided into four parts: first, second, third and fourth. That we have to remember. This notification, this we all have learned and done in class 9. But before I start what I am going to teach you, the simple introduction is important, so that you should not forget it. Right? Now, this is known as the first quadrant. This is known as second quadrant. This is known as third quadrant. This is known as fourth quadrant. I cannot go like this: first, second, third and fourth. Make sure going from right to left. First quadrant, second quadrant, third quadrant and fourth quadrant. In this direction. This is called what? In which direction it is? Anti-clockwise direction. Right. And now, if I talk about any point in this plane, in the first quadrant, of course you know that, suppose the coordinate of this on x-axis, if I write 1, 2, 3 and 4, if I here on y-axis 1, 2, 3 and 4, and suppose I have to locate this point, certainly I will go 3 units on x-axis, 2 units on y-axis, and the coordinate of this point will be 3, 2, and I will mark this point as, suppose, A. So now A is a point in the first quadrant having coordinate 3, 2. That means A is a point in the first quadrant having position 3 and 2. It means what? The distance of this point A from x-axis from x-axis is 2 unit and from y-axis is 3 unit. Distance of this point A from x-axis is 2 and from y-axis is 3. This 3 comma 2, this 3 is the point, right? Distance travel on x-axis towards positive directions, and that's why it is 3. So now 3 units. This is also known as x coordinate. X coordinate. And this is 2 is also known as y coordinate. There is another important name which is very important, is the x coordinate is also known as abscissa. ABSCISS, abscissa. And the y coordinate is also known as ordinate, simply ordinate. And there are two names for this x coordinate and this y coordinate. X coordinate is also known as abscissa and the y coordinate is also known as ordinate. And together when we join this 3 and 2, we write coordinate of the point. Which point? Point A. And the coordinate of the point A is what? 3, 2. Any point in this plane, you know that? Any point in this plane, if we have to locate, certainly that points will have two coordinates, x coordinate and y coordinates. Okay. Now tell me, what would be the coordinate of this point 3? 3, 0, 4, 0, 0, 0. Here, x coordinate is 0, y coordinate is 1. That's the coordinate of this point will be what? 0, 1, 0, 2, 0, 3, 0, 4. This is 0, 4, 0, 3. Why I am saying 0, 3? Why I am not saying 3, 0? Here I am saying it is 3, 0. It is 4, 0. But here I am saying 0, 3, 0, 4. See, the basic rule is first we'll say the distance measuring on x coordinate. That's why first we say the x coordinate and then the y coordinate. That means any point denoted will have the first entry of that particular point will be the x coordinate and second the y coordinate. Here when I say 0, 3, it means this point is location is here. Now just I am nowhere I am going on x axis. I am not traveling anywhere on x axis because here I am only there. And only y axis I am traveling 3 unit distance. That's why the coordinate of this point is 0, 3. When I see these points, location of this point 3, 0. On the x axis we travel 3 unit distance and on the y axis we are traveling nowhere, simple 0. That's why the coordinate of this point is 3, 0. Right? This whole we have done in class 9th. That is called the location of any point in the coordinate plane. But right now I am going to take this discussion further. Now I will talk about any general point in the coordinate plane. Okay, there is one point A whose coordinate is x1, y1. Another point is B whose coordinate is x2, y2. Right? And I am asked to find out the distance between A and B. That is, AB is equal to what? AB is equal to what? Right. Now, the coordinate of point A is x1, y1 means what? If I draw a perpendicular from A on x-axis and mark it as A dash, and if this being the origin whose coordinate is 0, 0 and denoted by the point O, then OA dash will be have x1 and A dash A will have y1. This distance is x1, this distance is y1. And therefore, the coordinate of point A is x1, y1. I think that is clear. Same thing I am going to do from this point B. Draw a perpendicular from point B on x-axis and mark it as B dash. Now, tell me the distance of this B dash will be how much? The coordinate of B is x2 comma y2. That means OB dash, this distance will be x2 and this distance will be how much? Y2. Right? And therefore, the coordinate of this point is x2 comma y2. Now, if I draw a perpendicular from point A on BB dash and mark it as C, now tell me what would be the length of AC? The length of AC and the length of A dash B dash will be equal, no doubt. Length of AC and A dash B dash will be equal. AC is perpendicular on BB dash, and this line and this line will be equal in length, right? Therefore, can I write the whole things I'll write here now. Here OA is equal to x1, AA dash is equal to y1, OB dash is equal to x2, and BB dash is equal to y2, and AC is equal to A dash B dash is equal to OB dash minus Y dash, and that is equal to x2 minus x1. Any problem? Similarly, we will find the length of BC. So now tell me, to find the length of BC, can I write BC is equal to BB dash minus B dash C. BB dash whole minus B dash C, and B dash C is equal to what? A dash. B dash C is equal to A dash. So now can I write BB dash minus, in place of B dash C, can I write A dash? Now put the value of BB dash and A dash. BB dash is y2 and A dash is y1. So now the length of AC is x2 minus x1, and the AC is y2 minus y1. Now tell me, what for I am doing all these things? Because I am trying to find out the distance between the 2 points A and B. Now do you think any? Do you remember anything? ABC is a right angle triangle. ABC is a right angle triangle. Now ABC is a right angle triangle. ABC is a right angle triangle, and you know that in a right angle triangle, the square of hypotenuse is equal to the sum of the square of the two rest of the sides. That's why can I write AB square is equal to AC square plus BC square, can I write? Or this second line will have AB is equal to, can I write, under root AC square plus BC square. Now put the value. This is equal to AC is x2 minus x1, x2 minus x1 whole square plus y2 minus y1 whole square. And therefore, can I say that the distance AB is x2 minus x1 whole square plus y2 minus y1 whole square, right? But some students write this, AB is equal to under root x1 minus x2 whole square plus y1 minus y2 whole square. Then now tell me, is it right or wrong? It is perfectly right, because say x2 minus x1 whole square or x1 minus x2 whole square, it doesn't make any difference. Here I have taken x1 comma y1 and here I have taken x2 comma y2. It's my choice. I can take this point as x2 comma y2 and this point as x1 comma y1. Then certainly I would have received, and we have proved that the distance AB will be x1 minus x2 whole square plus y1 minus y2 whole square. But for here, simple, another reason I will give you. x2 minus x1 whole square or x1 minus x2 whole square. A square of any number is always positive. A square of any number is always positive. It doesn't make any difference. Means what? If I write 2 minus 3 whole square or we write 3 minus 2 whole square, it doesn't make any difference. Because 2 minus 3 is minus 1 whole square will be 1. 3 minus 2 1 whole square will be also 1. Not only this much, if I write here 5 minus 2 whole square or if I write 2 minus 5 whole square, that will be also same. Means what? A square of any number is always positive. This is the concept. Now using that, x2 minus x1 whole square or x1 minus x2 whole square, it doesn't make any difference. That's why you remember. Now the conclusion of the whole discussion. Distance between any two points whose coordinates are x1 comma y1 and b x2 comma y2 is given by AB is equal to under root x2 minus x1 whole square plus y2 minus y1 whole square, or AB is equal to under root x1 minus x2 whole square plus y1 minus y2 whole square. Any one of them is correct. That means whenever you are asked to find out the distance between any two points, just to find out the difference of x coordinate and difference of y coordinates, x1 minus x2 whole square plus y1 minus y2 whole square. Now one more thing, if out of these 2 points A and B, if the one of the point is origin, then what will happen? Then the distance AB or distance OB will become what? One point is 0, because I say that out of these 2 points A and B, one coordinate is 0. That means suppose in place of A we have 0, 0 comma 0 having coordinate O, and now I am finding the length of OB. Then what will happen? In place of x1 y1 we will have 0. That's why can I write x2 minus 0 whole square plus y2 minus 0 whole square, and that is equal to simply x2 whole square plus y2 whole square. Or simply if you are asked to find out the distance between any 2 points whose one point will be as origin, then simply write the square of that point. That means suppose I have to find out the length of distance of AB and distance between, suppose one point having coordinate is x3 minus 0 whole square plus y3 minus 0 whole square, then I write simply x3 whole square plus y3 whole square. So like simple. That's why this is the way to find out the distance between any 2 points. And now see the important point. Now if you are able to find out the distance between any 2 points, it means 50% questions of the coordinate geometry you can solve, because you know how to find out the distance between any 2 points. On the basis of this, many questions are there. Find the distance between 2 comma 3, 3 comma minus 4 and all that. Okay, but let us see now what further we can do. If you are able to find out the distance between any 2 points, what else we can do? What else we can do? This distance formula is very, very useful. First of all, we can find out whether the points are collinear or not. Points are collinear or not. That we can check. Second, we can check which type of triangle it is. Which type of triangle it is. Triangle. Third, we can find out which type of triangle is what. We can find out, we can check whether it is an isosceles triangle, equilateral triangle, right angle triangle, because all depends on the sides of the triangle. If all the three sides are equal, it means equilateral triangle. If any two sides are equal, isosceles triangle. If the square of one is equal to the sum of the square of other two, it means right angle triangle. Similarly, which type of quadrilateral? Which type of quadrilateral it is? That also we can find out. Which type of quadrilateral? All these are based on simply the distance formula, and that's why it is very, very important to remember the distance formula between any 2 points of the coordinate geometry, right? And basis of that we can find out the further. Now suppose I have to use the distance formula for proving or for finding or for checking whether the given points are collinear or not. Now before I go for collinear, one question. Tell me, what do you mean by the collinear points? What do you mean by the collinear points? If all the points lie more than 2 at least. If the more than 2 points lie on the same line. Actually, lines are the collection of points A, B, C, D, E, F, G and so on. All these points are collinear points. Why? Because all these points lie on the same line. When I talk about this now, this is now Q. Now this AQ is not collinear. BQ is not collinear. Right? So now here we will talk about the 3 points almost. You check whether these 3 points A, B, C are collinear or not. When A, B, C will be collinear, then of course the distance of AB plus distance of BC will be added and that will give you AC. That means AB plus BC is equal to AC. It implies that A, B, C are collinear. Right? AB plus BC is equal to AC, it means ABC are collinear. That is now, at this point we are very much clear. If you are asked, check whether the points 2, 3, 3, 4 and 5, 7 are collinear or not, then what to do? Take this point as A, this point as B, this point as C. Find out AB, find out BC and then find out AC. If the sum of this AB plus BC is equal to AC, then we say that yes, the points are collinear. One more thing here. Here I have taken by my own choice, this point is A, this point is B, this point is C. I can take anyone as A, anyone as B, anyone as C. Therefore, instead of writing AB plus BC is equal to AC, I can say find out the distance of the 3 points A to B, B to C and A to C. And sum of any two is equal to the third distance, then we say the points are collinear. This is the way we can use the distance formula for proving the points are collinear. Right? Further, we will discuss in the next class. Thank you very much.